What's up, world? Welcome back to another TYSK report. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Thai Robocop patrols streets with 360-degree eyes and live face tracking power. Thailand has unveiled its first AI-powered police robot deployed during the Songkran Festival in Nakhon Pathom province to boost public safety. The Royal Thai Police (RTP) introduced the robot last week. The robot, named AI Police Cyborg 1.0, made its debut during the Songkran Festival in the Nakhon Pathom province. This Robocop-style unit is equipped with advanced surveillance and threat detection technologies. AI Police Cyborg 1.0 uses onboard AI to immediately process and analyze data by integrating real-time data from aerial drone footage and local CCTV networks. Rapid reaction coordination is made possible by the robot's inbuilt 360-degree smart cameras, which are immediately connected to provinces' command and control center and backed by video analytics software. The robot's facial recognition capabilities enable it to recognize people who have been marked as high risk or wanted. Its technology can identify and locate people in busy event locations by analyzing a variety of visual clues such as gender, body shape, clothing, and face features. Additionally, the robot is taught to recognize offensive activities, including fighting, physical altercations, and other disturbances. Even though we were unable to get video footage of this Cyborg 1.0 Robocop, it was still interesting to see those photos that were presented, and with this Robocop, it's going to be very interesting to see how useful it's going to be when it comes to getting involved with altercations that people could be having. Now, another thing to point out about this Robocop is the fact that we hear a lot about how humanoid robots are one day going to be in the homes and also in industrial commercial environments, but we cannot forget that these humanoid robots can also be deployed within law enforcement and also military operations. So in due time, we shall see if this Robocop is going to be put to use, and if that time comes, I hope at that moment we can get some video footage where we can see this Cyborg 1.0 in real-time action. Robots run a half marathon slowly. Beijing's E-Town Tech Hub hosted what it described as the world's first humanoid half marathon, with 21 humanoid robots competing alongside thousands of humans. It was reported that the winning robot, Tiangong Ultra, was built by the government-backed research institute X-Humanoid and finished the race in 2 hours and 40 minutes. Tiangong Ultra needed human assistance to win, specifically a human who ran ahead with a signaling device on his back, enabling the robot to imitate his movements. In addition, most of other robots were remote controlled, with human operators running beside them. Every other robot needed at least 3 hours to complete the race, and only 4 robots in total managed to finish ahead of the 4-hour cutoff time. Some robots barely made it past the starting line, and at one point, Little Giant, the shortest competitor at 30 inches in height, paused as smoke emerged from its head. The Beijing E-Town Humanoid Robot Half Marathon featured robots built by Chinese companies as well as student groups. Unitree's G1 robot fell at the starting line, but the company said a client had used the robot without its algorithms. According to X-Humanoid's chief technology officer, Tang Jiang, "I don't want to boast, but I think no other robotics firms in the West have matched Tiangong's sporting achievements." Alright, so it looks like shots were fired by X-Humanoid's Tian Jiang, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. But with these robots running alongside humans within this marathon, it's showing us, as I stated before, those beginning stages of what these robots will be able to do in the future. In addition, I believe it's also getting us familiar with robots competing in sports, and I'm thinking that 10 years down the line, we could see a fully functioning humanoid robot truly competing in a marathon without a person running ahead of it with the signal or people holding it as it moves forward. So very interesting and exciting times within the world of technology. I'm sure the companies here in the West working on humanoid robots would be up to that challenge of putting one of those humanoid robots in a sporting environment, but as of now, they're working on other things for real-life use cases that have an impact on our lives. UK unleashes drone-zapping microwave weapon amid defense tech drive. The British Army has successfully neutralized swarms of drones in a trial of the Rapid Destroyer, a new kind of weapon that uses high-frequency microwaves to disable critical electronic components in unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, causing them to crash. The Army said it took down 2 swarms of 8 drones during a single test at a site in West Wales. During the entire trial period, the weapon was used to track, engage, and defeat more than 100 drones. drones. With improvements on range and power, which could come with further development, this would be a great asset to layered air defense, said Sergeant Mayers, who became the first British soldier to bring down drones using a radio frequency weapon. While still under development, the weapon could provide a cheaper alternative to missile-based defense systems for specific applications like taking down large swarms of drones. The Army estimates that each microwave blast costs just 10 cents, with one shot enough to take out several small UAVs from a maximum range of 1 kilometer. Rapid Destroyer isn't the only direct energy weapon the UK is working on. The British Army also carried out several tests of Dragonfire, a machine that fires high-powered laser beams at aerial targets. These developments come amid a Europe-wide push in defense tech spending as the continent looks to better arm itself amid tensions with the US. So this is more technology being implemented and used within militaries, and in this previous video right here I just talked about this company working on these autonomous vehicles for specific military purposes. So as tech continues to advance and strategies continue to change and governments and countries continue to figure out how they can be ahead of others, it looks like the UK is making sure they're putting their best foot forward with the many changes that are happening when it comes to geopolitics. Archer and United plan NYC air taxi service for airport trips. Archer says it will launch an air taxi service in New York City with United Airlines, which will include routes between Manhattan and major airports like JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. The aviation company aims to replace hour-long taxi rides along congested roads with breezy flights lasting between 5 to 15 minutes. Archer and United would utilize pre-existing helipads using its all-electric Midnight aircraft, which has space for 4 passengers and a pilot. Passengers would be able to travel from the helipads to all 3 major airports, as well as 3 smaller regional hubs at Westchester County Airport, Teterboro Airport, and Republic Airport. Passengers would book air taxi trips as an add-on to their existing flights, though the price is still to be determined. A one-way ride from Manhattan to JFK Airport on one of Blade's helicopters typically costs around $265 per seat. The Midnight aircraft has a range of up to 100 miles at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour on pure battery power. Using tilt rotors, Midnight is designed to take off and land vertically like a helicopter and then transition into forward flight like a plane. So that's just some of the latest news from Archer, and I've talked about this company in the past and how they are also going to be involved for defense purposes, but it looks like they're reminding the world that they're still going to be involved with passenger travel. And with that Blade helicopter ride being $265 per seat, if Archer is able to cut that in half or make it even lower than that, I believe they have the opportunity to disrupt things and gain the hearts and minds of the people in New York. Flying vehicle takes to the sky at World Expo 2025. Flying vehicle company Lift Aircraft flew its single-person Hexa electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle at the World Expo 2025 in Osaka last week. The demonstration flight took place at the Expo Vertiport in the Smart Mobility Expo area to showcase advanced air mobility technology to a global audience. Lift is scheduled to continue with demonstration flights throughout the expo, and attendees could pilot the Hexa through full motion flight simulators. Lift plans to launch flight operations in Osaka this summer, providing people the opportunity to train and pilot the electric aerial vehicle themselves. Late last year, Lift was awarded a contract by the U.S. Army to design a pilotless vehicle to deliver blood supply for battlefield needs. Lift partnered with Near Earth Autonomy to create the autonomous delivery of critical medical supplies immediately following trauma when rapid medical intervention is needed. Lift and Near are developing delivery methods using proven technologies that include vital climate control capabilities to maintain blood temperatures and vital signs tracking monitors. Under Federal Aviation Administration rules, flying vehicles such as Lift fall under the ultralight category of FAA Part 103, which limits capable vehicle speed to 63 miles per hour and requires only a single occupant and does not require any training or previous experience prior to operating a vehicle. However, the flying vehicle makers require training before allowing their vehicles to be flown. Alright, so I'm sure those people out there in Japan were excited to see this Lift FTOL vehicle, and I bet they're waiting to fly it themselves as soon as that opportunity presents itself. But this is more developments related to the FTOL world, and with this news, at least we know that there is an opportunity for people to fly these vehicles, and I believe with where they're headed, this could really scale to where people could take flight on their own from one location to the next. And in the future, this might be a company where we're going to see more of their vehicles in the air than others. Harvard equips its RoboBee with crane fly inspired landing gear. Nearly 8 years ago, Harvard University researchers unveiled RoboBee, a small hybrid robot that could fly, dive, and swim. Now engineers at the Harvard Micro Robotics Laboratory have outfitted RoboBee with its most reliable landing gear to date, inspired by the crane fly. The researchers have given their flying robot a set of long, jointed legs that help ease its transition from air to ground. They also equipped the RoboBee with an updated controller that helps it decelerate on approach, resulting in gentle plop down. These improvements are intended to protect the robot's delicate piezoelectric actuators. These are energy-dense muscles deployed for flight that are easily fractured by external forces from rough landing and collisions. Considering specimen records from Harvard's Museum of Comparative Zoology database, the team created prototypes of different leg architectures. It eventually settled on designs similar to a crane fly's leg segmentation and joint location. The lab used manufacturing methods pioneered in the Harvard Micro Robotics Lab for adapting the stiffness and dampening of each joint. According to Alyssa Hernandez, RoboBee is an excellent platform to explore the interface of biology and robotics. Seeking bio-inspiration within the amazing diversity of insects offers us countless avenues to continue improving the robot. Reciprocally, we can use these robotic platforms as tools for biologic research, producing studies that test biomechanical hypotheses. Alright, so very interesting update from Harvard University. And with this RoboBee, are we looking at the beginning of a future where we're going to see more robotic insects out in the world? Possibly. But then again, you never know what's going to happen. These could be just robots that they want to work on for the specific purposes that they talked about. But there's always that moment where a company with a lot of money could buy these little RoboBees and find a way to put them to use for other purposes. The Kia EV4 made its US debut at the 2025 New York Auto Show. Kia's first all-electric sedan, the 2026 EV4, made its official debut in the US at the New York International Auto Show, which is running from April 18th to April 27th. The automaker first announced the vehicle in Spain back in February with the promise that it will release the model in the US as well. It's built on top of the company's 400V electric global modular platform, which serves as the basis for all of Kia's electric vehicles. In the US, the EV4 will come with a built-in North American charging standard (NACS) port for compatibility with Tesla charging stations. Those in the New York area can check out the vehicle for themselves as this show is open to the public. The Kia EV4 has two battery options, a standard 58.3 kilowatt battery for the light model and a long-range 81.4 kilowatt battery for the Wind and GT line models. Kia says its light and Wind models have an estimated range of 235 miles and 330 miles respectively. However, these are manufacturer estimates and not official EPA numbers. You can charge the car from 10 to 80% within just 28 minutes for the light battery and 31 minutes for the long-range battery. No matter what model you choose, the vehicle comes with a front-mounted 150 kilowatt motor and Kia's advanced driver assistance features. So that's just some of the latest news in the world of technology. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, check out this video right here, let me know what you think, and stay tuned for the next video.